What's up, guys? Jake with TM Practical. Being kind of quiet because it's like, it's like literally like almost 3 in the morning. Just got done editing another video and it's kind of winding down. I was thinking about stuff, YouTube stuff. And one thing that came up when I was watching my other YouTube channels I like to watch was why, oops, there you go. Y'all can see me now, right? Why do I do YouTube? And spoiler, it's not about the views. Why do I make gun content, which is probably one of the harder categories to make gun content, on YouTube. Right up there with like promotional terrorist videos and politics. So why do it? It's an uphill battle. Why struggle with it when you could do something easier, gaming, whatever, live streaming, or just whatever, something that's not going to be under scrutiny like guns or other tactical stuff. It really just comes down to 2 or 3 main things. Number one, I love making content. Absolutely love making content. Always have, always will. This is like my 4th or 5th YouTube channel that I've ever started. And it's definitely the most successful one I've had so far. Very happy. Talking about TM Tactical, obviously, not TM Practical. This is a little bit of a different situation. But how's that angle? Is that good? I'll just keep doing this angle. I have been making content since I was like 16. Granted, it was a little bit different. We didn't really have YouTube back then. We didn't have really much of anything except camcorders with those little miniature tapes, or like cassette tapes or whatever. And lots of, more flexibility, let's just say, with the stuff that we put out. Not even for anybody to see, we just made videos for ourselves and our friends. Skits, lots of sword fighting, medieval stuff like that. It was cool. And then, time went on, and I remember YouTube kind of came about and being a thing, and I made a YouTube channel, but it wasn't really made for like creating content, I was just making it. And I had this idea of how I was doing some gaming stuff, and I was trying to find something about how to basically record gaming footage from like a video game. This was back before when it was hard. It's not as easy then as it is now, where you can just press a button and it starts recording your footage. I'm talking about an Xbox 360, and you've got to have the yellow, red, and white cables all connected or whatever and split off and stuff. I made a tutorial video on how to do that, and it actually did really, really well. In fact, I'm going to actually link that to down here in the description if you want to see that. If not, it's cool. But that was one of the first times I ever made a YouTube video. And later on, I did other stuff with gaming, Gears of War stuff, Call of Duty stuff. And it was okay. It was very obviously amateur type stuff. I'm not professional still, but it was hot trash. And it didn't really click with me back then. This is, probably 2008. It didn't really click with me that I could make money at all with YouTube. So I never really took it serious and just kind of let it fall to the wayside. Later on, I would look at that video and say, wow, I've got a few thousand views on this, or I think it's 10 or 20,000 views. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Never really clicked with me that I could actually make money doing YouTube. So rather pursue it, I just kind of went and did other things thinking that, that's just kind of a side thing. It's whatever. Then, and so that's reason number one. I just like making content. Reason number two is I freaking love guns. I freaking love guns. I love like shooting them fast, slow, whatever. I love the theatrics with it. You know, combining making gun content, making videos of guns, and then getting kind of silly with it, getting kind of theatrical with it. I like doing that. And through the 3 or 4 or 5 YouTube channels I had before this one, I mean, I've done everything. I've done like vlogging stuff. I've done gaming stuff. I even did streaming stuff, you know, and every step of the way I learned something new. I learned how to do thumbnails better. I learned how to edit there. I learned a lot over the years and still learning, but yeah, I'm just, there's something about those cinematics like that Grand Thumb does and other bigger channels do that just really gets me. And I really was like, think to myself, one day I could do that. You know, I think I know how to do that. And it took some work. You know, it wasn't like an instant thing that I figured out how to do. It definitely has a learning curve to it, but I just really enjoy making content. This channel, TN Tactical, not TN Practical, but TN Tactical, there was a point where I just had like a handful of subscribers. Like, I remember when I had like 8, you know? I mean, granted, I had 8 subscribers and like 7 of them were me. You know, like it wasn't 8 people. It was like, oh, let me make a few accounts and subscribe just to kind of boost it just a little bit. So, yeah, but I remember and getting my first video with 100 views. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I remember hitting 100 subscribers for the first time. I was like, wow, this is awesome, you know. And it's just like, I don't like that angle. There we go. I'll just keep doing this. It just like, every step of the way, we were building, we were learning, we were continuing to do more and more stuff. And it was never really about the views. I mean, granted, having the views helps. Obviously, it's kind of another thing, but it wasn't really about the views. It was never about the money. It was never about any of that stuff. Granted, I did kind of like treat it as a business, you know, as in I wanted to present myself professionally. Granted, on camera, I don't really act professional, but on the back end of stuff, you know, talking to people, companies, all that stuff, I wanted to keep it very professional. And I did. I have. So why do I do YouTube? I mean, it's not easy, you know. It's a hard category to crack into. But I guess I found something about it that just, it motivated me. Partially because I enjoy making content, partially because I love guns, but partially because I saw what other people were doing, and I thought to myself, I could do that. And thank God I don't have to rely on YouTube for money or anything, because y'all know how it is. You don't make jack shit. Let's be honest. It's awful. But I enjoy doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. So, this channel is definitely going to be more of a casual channel. No polish, no microphones, no special camera. It's all back there, as you can see. All that stuff back there. This channel is just me just chit-chatting and talking with y'all. And just spilling my thoughts out there. So, if you happen to also be a content creator, not all of you are, but most of y'all are, I think. I don't know. Why do you do YouTube? Or for those of you that might do Rumble instead, why do you make gun content? I'd like to know. It's like, I gotta go to bed, but just something I was thinking about. We'll see you next time.